Carla Queenan, and it is my honor to serve as the principal of this outstanding school. And to serve as the Mistress of Ceremonies this evening. Roosevelt has evolved over the years, but what has remained constant is that this school has always supported students' success. At this time, we will begin our program by asking Mrs. Pamela Ossenmacher, President of the Norristown Area School District Board of Directors, to come forward. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roosevelt Elementary School. On behalf of the Norristown Area School District School Board of Directors, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for coming out to celebrate this wonderful event here at Roosevelt. I'd like to take one quick moment to introduce you to the board members that are here this evening. I have Mr. Mike Melnick, Ms. Janice Pierce, Ms. Earl Smith, Dr. Albert Moffey, and Mr. Matt Rivera. And unable to join us tonight is Ms. Teraya Hudson, Ms. Iva Farrell, and Ms. Laura Rivera. We all are so proud of the Norristown Area School District, and this morning I was kind of calculating, I'm actually a 1968 Head Start student here. And my father's here this evening, and he's a 1948 student here. So it is a family tradition for us to grow up in the Norristown Area School District, and it's a great way for me to give back by sitting on the school board and being able to celebrate these kinds of celebrations here in our district. So I would like to thank you all for coming again. I'd like you to have a nice evening this evening and take a look at all of the memorabilia that's here. And then when you go home and you find more memorabilia, please send it into the district. We would love to showcase it on our website. So once again, welcome and thank you very much.
Mrs. Ossenmacher, and thank you to the Board of Directors for your support of this school. Next, I would like to ask Dr. Janet Samuels, Superintendent of the Norristown Area School District, to come to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to Roosevelt's 100th anniversary. When you think about a century, you think about a centennial anniversary, that's a pretty special occasion. And when you think about the amazing children and the number of children and staff members who have walked through the doors of Roosevelt, that's pretty awesome. To have the opportunity to make a difference for children, to have an opportunity to join hands and hearts to make incredible difference is something that we should celebrate. There are many incredible stories, there are many amazing situations that have occurred, but more importantly, to know that you've made a difference in the lives of so many children is something to be applauded. So on behalf of the entire Norristown Area School District children and families, to the current, past, and past staff members, we not only salute you, but we thank you for making a difference for the children in the Norristown Area School District. Thank you.
100 years, as Dr. Samuels said, is extremely significant. Mr. Crandall Jones, the administrator from the municipality of Norristown, could not be here tonight, but we are thrilled to have Sergeant Robert Langdon here with us this evening to present a resolution from the Municipal Council. Sergeant Langdon, will you please come forward?
Dr. Queenan, Dr. Samuels, it's my pleasure to be here on behalf of the Municipal Council to present this plaque memorializing Resolution 14-147 of 2014 to recognize Roosevelt High School. It reads, whereas Norristown Municipal Council wishes to recognize the commitment of Roosevelt High School to the municipality of Norristown, and whereas Roosevelt High School opened their doors in 1914 and is still making a significant mark in Norristown, and whereas Roosevelt High School is celebrating its 100th anniversary and they continue to educate the children of Norristown, And now, therefore, be it resolved that Norristown Municipal Council would like to recognize, honor, and thank Roosevelt High School for 100 years of outstanding commitment and dedication to the municipality of Norristown. Resolved and approved this 16th day of December 2014, signed William Caldwell, President, Norristown Municipal Council, and attested by Crandall O. Jones, Municipal Administrator.
Thank you so much. This is something we will definitely treasure. At this time, I believe we will have another presentation from Senator Rafferty's office. Someone here to represent Senator Rafferty's office? I believe they might be coming to join us a little bit later. As you toured the beautiful building, I know some of you were able to look at some of the memorabilia that was displayed in the hallway. And even as you look at this program booklet, you can get a glimpse of what Roosevelt is like, but there's nothing that's more revealing or significant than learning about Roosevelt through the captivating words of the people whose lives Roosevelt has impacted. Through their experiences, we can learn why this school is so special and how it has changed lives. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Phil Giovinco to come forward to share some of his memories as an elementary school student here. Mr. Giovinco.
I didn't know this was going to happen. Steve Warner just invited me here and said, hey, come on, we're going to have our 100th, just come on over. As soon as I get here, he says, oh, you're going to be speaking. I'm there, what? I had some great experiences at that school when I was coming here, but I didn't learn how to be a speaker in front of people. So please bear with me, I'm like a nervous wreck. But yeah, I do have some really fond memories of this school. I remember it opened my eyes to a lot of things, actually. I came here in 3rd grade. I started out in Washington, and then we moved right across the street here to Astor Street on the corner of Astor and Sturger. So I learned a lot, and it taught me a lot about responsibilities at such a young age, because I had to leave here at lunchtime and come back and back on time and everything. My parents, my father worked 3rd shift, so when we kind of got home for lunch, he was still sleeping. My mother was working. Is everybody hearing this okay? But it taught me responsibility. You got to do it on your own. There was 6 of us, so we all came here. We all had to learn different things. But anyway, in 3rd grade, I remember in 3rd grade we had 5 Davids. I don't think that's ever happened since. I even remember their names: David DeCarn, David Moyer, David Schrack, David LeDove, and David Hunsaker. I remember this year's class, and they all sat in the front, and everybody knew the Davids, so that was really cool. And one of the things that this school taught me was, hey, I realized and found, girls. Hey, I got to tell you, I was in love with the crossing guard. And she must have wondered why I had to go home so many times to come back. But yeah, she was a lot of fun. Just a lot of great memories. I remember Mrs. Krager, Mrs. Bolton, Miss Wood, Mrs. Mildred. I remember those teachers, and there really was they made a huge impact and impression. What I could really remember also was this is Miss Bolton's class. I guess I was in 6th grade. We had a class trip. We're gonna go to Rittenhouse. It's gonna be that's gonna be your next step. So you gotta know, you're gonna what to do when you get there. So we did that class trip, and that was in May. And I remember coming back being first I thought I was hot stuff going there. And then when we got back, I remember saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to remember. This is May. We don't go there till September. I'm just going to be just as lost as I was when I got. I'll never remember it. But it all worked out well. It was just a lot of fun. But, oh my God, this place here, this gym, this wasn't here when I came here. And I'm sure there might be some of you guys here that remember when it wasn't. Lenny, you remember, right, Rick? This gym was not here. And just one of the biggest things, though, that I could really get out of this was being in Miss Wood's class and seeing her come in the classroom crying. And we couldn't understand why she was crying. And here, she came in and made the announcement that our president was assassinated. And that's just one of those things where you remember where you were when a certain thing happens. Well, I remember where I was when something like that. Everybody remembers where they were when 9/11 occurred, you know. But I remember that being such an impact, and class being dismissed, and the days following with the funeral and everything. It's just something that made a lasting impression. And I guess that was my biggest impact would be here at Roosevelt Field. I used to live in that field too, played it all the time, but Roosevelt School. So I have some very fond memories here. Appreciate the opportunity to come.
At this time, would Ms. Nancy Collier come forward? Also attended Roosevelt as an elementary school student.
Yes. And I also was under the tutelage of your father, too, as principal at Gotwell School. I have so many fond memories of this school. I was here from 1st to 6th grade back in 1937. And this evening, I have my autograph book. Back in those days, the autograph book was very popular. And I have the autographs of each of my teachers. Miss Jump, who was my first teacher, grade teacher, my second grade teacher, up to the 6th. And again, for the teachers that are here, in those days, you had to be single. When you got married, worse. You were not a teacher. A lot of things have changed over the years. So, I mean, it's really interesting. And I also remember that we went home for lunch. We had an hour, and we would leave the school, and of course there was a policeman right there across the street, and we would go, and we had 1 hour, and then we came back. Our playground, right out this door that we entered this evening, we would have jumping ropes, hopscotch, and around the trees, we'd make little holes and we'd play marbles there too. And then we would go around the track just for a walk, and then one of the teachers would open the window up and have a bell that would mean recess is over and you better get back into the classroom. So I have a lot of wonderful memories here at Roosevelt School. The teachers were wonderful. They encouraged you to do your best, and even in some of their autographs here, they expressed that. I went on through, of course, to Rittenhouse Junior High School, graduated from Eisenhower in 1949, and after I was married, I was away for 15 years, but I went to Westchester State Teachers College, had 4 children, and when I came back in 1969, I came back to the Norristown School District, and I taught for over 25 years right here in the district. So I felt I was giving back to the community. So,
in those days, the boys and girls
entrance were separate, yes. And I just want to say, while I was still teaching, we initiated the Norristown Hall of Champions Association because we feel that there were so many young people
that did so many wonderful things in this world. And we want the people, students, to know you don't have to look in California or New Mexico or something, right here in Norristown, what they've done with their lives. So I hope you come out and join us, and as we celebrate the great achievements of people in this district. Thank you.
As we fast forward in the years past, Roosevelt became a school for high school students who spent half their day in academic classes and the other half in vocational classes. Once Roosevelt's mission became credit recovery, students could earn a year's worth of credits each semester so that they could graduate on time with their class. 2 of our graduates are here this evening to share their Roosevelt experiences with you. Ms. Allison Smith is a member of the class of 2013. She currently attends Montgomery County Community College, where she is an education major. Ms. Allison Smith, please come to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just here to read a speech that I wrote for my graduation from Roosevelt. And I just felt that this speech had an amazing impact on everyone after I read it. It seemed to be really well receptive. Where do I begin? My time at Roosevelt was one of the greatest, most challenging, and rewarding experiences of my life. I began my senior year at Roosevelt after a tumultuous junior year at Norristown Area High School. I had heard many stories about Roosevelt that made me feel very apprehensive about attending. I feared I wouldn't fit in at Roosevelt and that I would slip through the cracks and become lost in a sea of students. Boy, was I wrong. Roosevelt was the most supportive, encouraging, loving, and understanding school I have ever attended. At Roosevelt, I was not just a number or a nameless student. I was Allison. At Roosevelt, everyone is given a second chance. For some, their last. We were awarded so many new opportunities to grow and learn about ourselves and the world around us. Everyone was encouraged to go beyond their comfort zones and push themselves to new heights. At Roosevelt, students are granted new beginnings. To everyone at Roosevelt, my words cannot express how much I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for helping all of us discover the strength we didn't think we had. You are all amazing. If you had told me I'd be standing here as a high school graduate and current college student, I wouldn't have believed you. Because of all the support and dedication from everyone at Roosevelt, I was able to achieve this. You've all given me so many chances and opportunities. Thank you for accompanying me during the most beautiful and challenging times in my life, and for never giving up on me, even when I had already given up on myself. Without the great outpour of support from everyone at Roosevelt, I wouldn't be standing here today. You saved me. I now understand why they say certain things in life happen for a reason. I've matured so much from my time at Roosevelt. Because of all the support and dedication I received while at Roosevelt, I'm able to continuously accomplish things I thought I would never be able to do. I've made so many meaningful connections and learned many important lifelong lessons while on my journey here at Roosevelt. Before I go, there's one favor I'd like to ask of you. Please do not judge Roosevelt by its hard exterior or its infamous reputation. This school saves people, this school saves lives, and most importantly, this school saves futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. We're so proud of you and wish you all the best. You will be an outstanding educator. Our next speaker is Mr. Matthew Macetonio. Mr. Macetonio is a member of the class of 2012 and also attends Montgomery County Community College, where he is a communications major. Mr. Macetonio, please come forward.
I always seem to follow Allison, and it's like watching Superman after Schindler's List. But I'll try my best. Let me just say this. Roosevelt ruined my life, and I mean that in the nicest possible way, and I'll explain why. Before I was at Roosevelt, I was kind of lost. I was like a C, B average student. B's were good. C's were regular. I hadn't been at school for a little while. I thought about I was probably going to just drop out. And things were pretty nice. I mean, I was at home, I got to watch TV, things weren't really that much expected of me when I was like a C student, you know, you're average. I used to say I always blended into my surroundings, like if I was in a crowd, you'd never see me. And that was pretty nice, because I didn't have to do anything, I was just kind of in the background. But then I came to Roosevelt, and Roosevelt taught me that I can be the person I wanted to be. I could achieve A's with a little bit of effort. I could stand out from the crowd and not blend into my surroundings. And I can work really hard to achieve my goals. And that takes a lot of effort. Like, watching TV was so much easier. So that's how Roosevelt ruined my life. But I guess it also saved my life at the same time. I know I would not be where I am today, or the person I am today, without being here for that short blip of time in my life. For that year and a quarter that I was actually here was probably the best time of my life. I made a complete 180 in my personality, just self-esteem, my grades, everything turned around. And I owe that all to Roosevelt. And not just Roosevelt, not like the building, because it looks really shiny now, by the way. And fit things in the lockers. But the people here, the staff, the faculty and staff changed my life. And for that, I can't say thank you enough. They're all amazing, and they know it. They won't tell you it, but they know it. And the people and the students they touch are always so much better for it. So, all I really can say is thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mastrotoni. We're very proud of you, and we know that you will continue to do great things. As I mentioned earlier, here at Roosevelt, this is a special place, and we're a family and believe that it takes a village. We ask the parents of our students to partner with us in their children's success. Mrs. Cindy Mastrotoni is Mr. Matthew Mastrantonio's mother and partner in our village. Mrs. Mastrotoni, please come to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Queenie. It is my pleasure to be here today to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Roosevelt. And we are very new to Roosevelt, Matthew only being graduated in 2012. But he is exactly right when he says that it changed his life. He became a better person when he came here. Not that he was a bad person before, but it drew him out. And like he said, it let him be the person that he was always meant to be. When I spoke at the school board in spring, I cried a little. So Matthew warned me that I wasn't allowed to do that. So I don't go on and become emotional. I'm going to read what I wrote when they asked me to put something in the booklet for this anniversary. Not everyone learns the same way or at the same pace. Not everyone is living a life that makes learning easy or even seem like a priority. Not everyone is comfortable in a traditional classroom setting or feels like they fit in with the rest of the students. Where can these children go to learn to be successful, to feel comfortable with who they are, to be nurtured and encouraged? Thankfully, my son found out. Not only did his academic life change when he came to Roosevelt, his self-esteem grew and his confidence in his abilities increased. He was allowed to become the best that he could be. We are beyond thankful for what being at Roosevelt did for him. Hopefully students like Matt can continue to have that experience for another 100 years. Thank you.
I would like to ask a very special come to the podium. Ms. Janet Simpkins has always had a heart for students. As a social studies teacher in this building and as Roosevelt's principal for 15 years, Ms. Simpkins viewed students as success stories in the making and encouraged them to realize that their present position was no indication of their future potential. Ms. Simpkins, please come forward.
I want to thank you first for the opportunity to be here tonight, and it's hard to believe that Roosevelt is still standing after 100 years. I believe I did give something, it is probably an excerpt in the booklet. I have not looked at the booklet yet, but I'm going to just say, they told me I had 2 minutes. So when I thought about it, I thought about the word transform, changing one thing into another. I thought about greatness, I thought about strength, I thought about fortitude. So I say, Roosevelt, you stand tall in your overall ability to remain flexible enough to make adjustments whenever called upon to ensure the safety of all students, while giving every child the opportunities to soar like the eagles they instinctively always were. Roosevelt, you have learned how to take a licking and keep on ticking. Continue to run on, Roosevelt. You are still pregnant with possibilities, and your best days are yet ahead of you. Dr. Samuel, Board of Directors, Dr. Queen, and Roosevelt family, alumnus, I wish you well. I would like you to bow your heads for a moment as we, in memoriam, remember those people who were at Roosevelt, whether faculty, student, that had passed on before us at this time. If we could just be silent for a moment in memory. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simpkins, for your continued support of our students and program. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Clifford Rogers to come forward. Dr. Rogers actually was the principal who hired me back in 1990 here at Roosevelt, and he is now the superintendent of schools in the Perkiomen Valley School District.
I didn't actually expect to speak tonight, but I really have to just share a couple of things with you because it is truly deja vu all over again. There are so many functions of this school and so many components of it that just feel right. One of the things that I wanted to mention to you, and this is really for the members of the Board of School Directors especially, that felt just like home, was every year for years, when Roosevelt reopened as a school for potential dropouts, for students who were struggling in school, and we were developing it and trying to find its feet, every year we had to come before the school board and beg, please leave it open. And even though we always in public education have had curiosities and struggles with finances, the board always did. And I really want to commend you. I think this is a really important point. And for all of these years, whatever came before Cliff Rogers and whatever comes after, the Norristown Area School District, the Norristown District before that, recognized the value of this family, of the qualities that this facility housed and the qualities that the people who work here housed. And I really commend you and thank you very much. Because in fact, what you were able to do also was help me to grow. So when our students talk about saving them, I don't know that I needed saving, but I certainly learned an awful lot that carried me into the things that I do in education now. And I really wanted to, so I'm here to say thank you. So one round of applause for that, and I'll tell you something. So I was looking at the poinsettias and thinking, okay, I'm really the ghost of Christmas past, although some of you are sort of ghostier than that. But what I was thinking about, I've had a chance to go into some of the rooms, and the thing that hit me in one of them was I remember that we had, when I was principal, we were really a vocational school. Students spent half of their time working with their hands and really discovering what their powers were with their bodies and their hands and their minds and solving problems in that way, and integrating the academics with that work, a very powerful model. But I remember getting the very first Macintosh and trying to figure out what does this little thing do, and what does it have to do with the screen, and learning about graphical user interface. So think about that, and this is just me. So there's stuff from this building way before that. And that's a memory that I keep just because it reminds us how we've grown from even that kind of rudimentary interaction with the world to the much broader that we have now. So again, I leave you with a thank you and congratulations. Go Roosevelt, 100 years.
This is truly a special place. I'd like to thank all of our speakers for sharing their experiences with us and helping us celebrate the 100th anniversary of this unique school. Can we please give our speakers another round of applause? And I know that just looking out into the audience, that there are some current and some former Roosevelt students and their parents who are here this evening. Would all Roosevelt students, current and former, please stand, and their parents, so we can acknowledge you. We believe here at Roosevelt that it takes a village, and I also see our community partners who are here in the audience. Would you please stand? And finally, throughout the years, the Roosevelt faculty and staff has been extremely dedicated, supportive, nurturing, and diligent. I'm honored to work with such a phenomenal faculty and staff who consistently go above and beyond to support student success. Thank you for being a part of our village. Team, would you please stand? And would all former Roosevelt faculty and staff members please stand? In closing, tonight was truly historic. This evening was a success because so many people came together to make this evening so special. I'd like to thank Dr. Samuels for her support, the Board of Directors again for your support, and Mr. Smallbach for creating the program booklet, the Central Montgomery Technical High School culinary students for baking the yummy cupcakes, the Norristown Area School District Food Services for our delicious refreshments, Mr. Doyle, Ms. Odenthal, Mr. Long, Mr. Christ, Mr. Malkowski, and everyone in our audience. Please have a wonderful holiday and a happy and healthy new year.
Tonight we are celebrating the 100-year anniversary of Roosevelt School.
Welcome to Roosevelt Centennial Celebration. Thank you for being here to share this milestone. My name is Carla Queenan, and it is my honor to serve as the principal of this outstanding school.
Hi, I'm Kathy Green. I've been here at Roosevelt for 16 years. I replaced Miss Simpkins as the social studies teacher. I can't imagine I came to education late, and I can't imagine any other place I would rather be.
Hi, I'm Cliff Rogers. I was a teacher at the Norristown Area High School, and Roosevelt was my first principalship.
Hi, my name is David Stewart. I'm a former student of Roosevelt. I graduated 2003.
Hi, my name is Brian Bell, and I'm on the Parents Teacher Club here at the school.
My name is Richard Wolenter, and I was a guidance counselor here at Roosevelt School.
Hi, my name is Mary Goldbeck, and I used to be the counselor here for the Pregnant and Parenting program at Roosevelt.
My name is Janet Simpkins. I came to the Roosevelt School in 1979. The second year that the school was in operation, teaching social studies, taught social studies here for 19 years.
From my perspective, this is my 16th year here, and it's a family. It's been a family since I walked in 16 years ago, and it feels that as soon as you walk in, you can feel that you're just connected. It's a place that just is full of caring and love. It's a place I'm hoping to spend the rest of my career.
I think this is a special place because everyone is so committed to students' success, and they're invested in doing whatever they can to support students and to, nurture and guide them. Right now our mission is credit recovery, so we focus on giving students a number of opportunities to earn their credits, from Plato courses to regular teacher-taught courses to independent learning system courses, but we really give them support through our advocacy program.
People always say, don't you want to go to a real school? And I go, this is as real as it is for me, and I'm pleased to be here until I retire.
Wow, there's like a million memories, but if I was going to pick one, it probably would be with Brenda Oliver. And I hope that I get a chance to see Brenda, but having a partner like her in your first principalship really made all of the difference in the world, connecting with kids, connecting with families, and really making this a wonderful home. And I really appreciated all of that time and work with her.
My fondest memory of this place is how much they challenged me to push myself first and to want the best from me.
I have so many fond memories of this school. I was here from first to sixth grade back in 1937.
Roosevelt's an important place because some children just need a little more help in getting their goals right, getting their life together, and the school here, Roosevelt, provides that for them.
The best statement I can make about Roosevelt School is that every day was a good day at Roosevelt. Some days were better than others, but every day was a good day.
But then I came to Roosevelt, and Roosevelt taught me that I can be the person I wanted to be. I could achieve A's with a little bit of effort. I could stand out from the crowd and not blend into my surroundings.
My fond memories are that the students often did pick themselves up and graduate, and that's my favorite memory, graduation, watching people graduate.
Please do not judge Roosevelt by its hard exterior or its infamous reputation. This school saves people, this school saves lives, and most importantly, the school saves futures.
I loved being here, and it was a gift to me working here for 15 years. And the people here are so wonderful and dedicated, and one of the memories that sticks in my mind is when one of our students was leaving, and she was leaving to move to Florida, and we all gathered together, the faculty with her, and took her picture. And shortly thereafter, unfortunately, we lost her. But what I remember about that day was the support and the love that they gave to her, and I'll never ever forget it.
Time when I was here, there was only one social studies teacher, so I taught all grades. And I became the school's leader in 1998 and remained in that position for 15 years. I always believe that someone has to be willing to mind the trenches, and that when each person will treat other people's children the way they want theirs treated, will be further down the pike in education. I do believe that every student is a potential success story in the making. The best is yet to come.
I'm just so grateful that so many people came out tonight to celebrate this milestone because this is a special place. It's a building that has impacted the lives of so many people, and it has had a positive impact on the community. So I'm grateful for all those people who were here to share in this momentous occasion, and
hope that they come back and see us anytime.